Hello everybody, and welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons! Man, that loading time is so inconsistent. We got our bamboo shoots, and a letter from Sereno. Touchdown! They say you should always put your best foot forwards. Kiddo, I got you a little something for those dogs of yours. I think they'll look real sharp on you. Size-wise, I took a guess, but try them on. I bet they'll fit. On, keep it on. Alright. So, we're basically wearing socks on our feet right now. Also, I didn't finish the Bunny Day stuff. Some work boots. Eh. Why not? I'll wear them. I was going to, and then I was just kind of was sitting here like, do I really want to just stare at a screen doing almost nothing, just watching for presents to come floating through the sky? And the conclusion I came to was, I really don't want to do that, so I didn't. I wanted to, I just, like, the randomness of it, and, like, the thought in my head was, like, it's gonna end up being, like, 10 p.m. before I finish this, isn't it? Because randomness. Me and random chance just be like that a lot of the time. Where I'll either get incredibly lucky or incredibly unlucky, and given I hadn't been getting any presents throughout the day, basically, like throughout recording, that gave me the impression I was probably going to get very unlucky. So. But, yeah, trying to think of things to, like, ramble about. The only thing I can really think of at this exact moment is something I just witnessed in Eve that I'm still trying to figure out what this person was trying to do. Okay. So, it was a person clearly playing on 5 different accounts themselves, which is nothing out of the ordinary. Eve players do that quite often. Gankers do that even more often. And they were clearly trying to do something along the lines of baiting someone into shooting at one of them so the rest of them could all join in. And I don't know what they were doing. They were... The 5 of them, 3 were in the cruiser Moa, which is not a ganking ship. That's a pretty common PvP ship, but it's not a ship for ganking in. And 2 of them were in Ospreys, which are logistics ships. Healers. A ganker doesn't care about healing. A ganker only cares about damage output. So I don't know why they had the 2 in Ospreys. And it seemed like there was a 6th account. I didn't see anything on my directional scanner that indicated what they might be in. I'm guessing the 6th account was their scanner ship that was throwing combat probes around looking for targets to fight. I don't know what they were doing. I've never seen people do that in an attempt to gank anyone. I would like to hope mission runners are a little smarter than to take the bait of a MOA coming and, like, shooting their mobile tractor unit. Because that's a little more obvious than, like, that little, like, you know, say, like, scanning ship showing up and shooting at it. But, like, I don't know, man. I do know I want to basically, like, we do this so often with Eve. Tech 3 cruisers are really fun. They're also the only Tech 3 ships in the game. They're also known as strategic cruisers. They are the ships with the most amount of customization to them, though they have less now than they used to have. These cruisers have subsystems, and those subsystems build out the ship itself, even changing how the ship looks. Like, it changes what you can put on it, where you can put things on it, how the ship looks, how it handles, the HP values. Like, they're pretty cool. And I currently have the Minmatar one, the Loki. I kinda want to get a Legion, which is the Amarian one. I've had a Legion before. I've had multiple Legions. I tend to, like, I'll get one. I'll use it for a while. And then I'll be like, I want to use it different factions. And then I'll sell it to buy the other factions. And then I'll ultimately come back to, I want to use a Legion again. Though a lot of that just comes down to the economics of it. So, the Legion, being a Marian, means it shoots lasers. Lasers use frequency crystals. A frequency crystal, as long as it's Tech 1, does not degrade at all. Okay, 68 Monday morning. Alright. So basically what that means is, as long as you're only using Tech 1 crystals out of your Legion's lasers, you will never consume ammo. If you're using Navy or Pirate or Tech 2, they will degrade, but you don't have to use those. You do gain benefit from using them. You generally gain, in the case of the Tech 2, you'll generally, like, Tech 2 ammos tend to focus a weapon. So in the case of lasers, conflagration. Insanely high damage on a larger target, basically. Larger or non-moving target. But also at a very short range. Scorch. Decent enough damage at good range with regular tracking, making it a really good general purpose ammo. It does everything. Hello, Pinky. Hey there, my fabulous bestie. Thanks for chatting. It's the latest. Sometimes I can't wake up in the morning, I run circles and scream really loud for a few minutes. That is very fair. I imagine that would wake you up just fine. So, like, that basically means that you're not, when running missions with it, you can choose when you want to effectively consume money. Because that is it may not be the right way, but it's how I view ammo. My dear anonymous reader, would you believe an amazing DIY recipe simply popped into my mind as I was enjoying a cup of tea? It would be cruel of me to keep this recipe to myself, so I'm sharing. Please bring this recipe to life. Best wishes, Anka. Oh, it's an Imperial pot. She's giving me the good stuff. It's the Imperial pot. None of this commoner stuff. But, like, that's more or less how I view ammo in EVE, is you are shooting money at the target. Especially in a PvE sense. In a PvP sense, I view it as damage. It's ammo. In a PvE sense, it's shooting money. Because the goal of PvE is to make money. So, you know, let's give just an even basic example here. Killing NPCs gives you a bounty. Well, if that NPC has a 20,000 ISK bounty on it, so killing it will give you 20,000 ISK, and you fire your guns at it, but your ammo, you have, let's say you have 4 guns, each of your shots is worth 5,000 ISK. You fire at it, your first volley, if that doesn't kill it, you're now spending ISK to kill that pirate. You know, to kill that NPC. Because, you know, and even if your first shot did kill it, well, now you've just gone net. Like, you're not positive in any way. Which is the main bonus to Amarian ships, especially for mission running. Because while you might be locked into EM thermal damage, that's not the worst thing. Most NPCs, with the exception of elite Angel Cartel cruisers, you can probably guess why I have the Legion for specifically doing Buzzkill, because I've explained Buzzkill. It's a lot of elite Angel Cartel cruisers you have to fight. It's not fun. Hey Ed, come to my humble castle. It's not a castle. Also, a chateau is not a castle. Let's chat. Hey, so, do you want to hear a secret? No. Okay. Came from a long line of ice wizards. An ice wizard? It's a wizard with ice powers. Getting cold just looking at me? It's one of my powers. No, I didn't. I didn't believe any of it, man. Little too extreme. See, Ed, there's something you clearly missed in the acting lessons. You need to be taking on a role that's believable in the context. Now, if you had told me you came from a long line of, like, makeup designers, sure. I just saw the sparkle on my foot. Yeah, it's right there. Okay. Sparkle. Like, if he'd said that, I might have believed him. But, like, ice wizards? Nah. But, like, I love how this is just turning into me talking about EVE Online. I really should, like, think of other things I can ramble about. It would help if our animals would give me something to ramble about. Like, no, I was gonna say, you cooking anything, Gala? But no, she's just munching. She's already cooked. Glad you stopped by. What's the latest? Isn't it weird to love an object? Because I'm basically in love with my double sofa. It's my favorite place to study or write. It's just so perfectly comfortable. Aww. That is very fair. And she gets to look at it at her case. It's great. I just enjoy EVE Online, man. Like, I'd forgotten how much I just enjoy sitting down and just zoning out to play EVE. Like, and it's also kind of amazing to me how quickly a lot of the habits have come back. Like, when mission running in an expensive ship. If you're not flying anything expensive, this doesn't matter. Morning. Having a friend come and say hi is a real neat way to start the day. Want to chat? Outfit looks real good on you. Real good. Oh, I got something I bet you'll like a bunch. Check it out. Some rubber toe sneakers. Alright, I mean, I'll try them on. Try them on. I don't know yet. You might have. What we got? I have a friend who would wear these. I'll wear them. Why not? I've never worn shoes like this before. I have a friend from school who used to wear shoes like this all the frickin' time. Don't know if he still does or not, but I'll wear them. Diva! There's our girl! Diva! Quack! Feeling psych decor and stop for a chat. Hey, what are you up to for the next 7 hours? You want to hang out? Just kidding, Acorn. I say this every time, but I would absolutely love to have just, like, one of my friends show up at my door or something and just be like, say, hey, what are you doing for, like, the next, like, 7, 8 hours? You want to just come hang out? I'd be like, hell yeah. Totally down for that. Just gotta let me finish my recording first. Okay, do we got anything else on the beach? Nothing else on the beach. But like, when flying something expensive, mission running, you keep your directional scanner open, and you basically just, you live on your V key, because that's the shortcut to just auto scan, kind of, not auto scan, but like, do the directional scan. So you can watch your step, okay? What you doing? I'm making an orange dress. One of the bugs on my floor whispered the DIY instructions in my ear while I was sleeping last night, so I gotta build it before I forget what it even is. Check it out. Plans for an orange dress. I can teach you if you want. Sure, teach me. Leave it to me. I got it all scribbled down right here. So you just read this. Thanks, man. If I can make it, then I bet you could do it in no time. Zoop. Let's learn this recipe. And basically, you keep your directional scanner up so you can watch for when there are combat probes being launched. Because people can't find you unless they've got combat probes out. Now, when you notice combat probes, you then start narrowing where you're, narrowing the area of your directional scanner. So you keep it normally at the maximum of 14.3 AUs. You then, basically narrow it as you see combat probes to see if the person is zoning in on you. So, you drop down to, say, 10 AUs. Are the probes still there? If yes, narrow it again. Narrow it again until you're not seeing all of them. If you're still seeing most of them at about 4 AU, they're after you, safe up. Aligned to something if nothing else. That's just how you go about things. I didn't buy new glasses yesterday, so I'll buy... Yeah, I'll buy these ones. Pretty positive I don't have these ones. There we go. If you're not flying anything terribly expensive, you can almost assume the combat probes are not going to be after you. It's been feeling more spring-like lately, hasn't it? Maybe find buying new seasonal clothes puts a spring in your step. I mean, I'm kind of wearing seasonal clothes, so, works out. If you are dropping a mobile tractor unit, yeah, they could be scanning that down, so just pick it up, And if that was what they were after, the combat probes will leave. Because, there's basically two types of ganker. There's the kind that's scanning you down so that they can bring in a big group of buddies to just blow up your ship. And then there's the kind who are flying a combat, a solo PvP ship. Peanut, how are you, Pinecone? Let's stop. A little fresh air never fails to cheer me up, Pinecone. That is very fair. I wish I could go out and get some fresh air, but it's raining. Yeah, then there's the solo PvP ship that are trying to use your mobile tractor unit as a way of baiting you into shooting them. Because the moment you shoot them, they can shoot you back with impunity, and, well, if your ship is set up for PvE, they're set for PvP, they are going to win. There's no two ways about it. They're just going to win. And they'll probably be set up in a ship that will counter yours, even if you were to happen to be set up for PvP while doing PvE stuff. So, my Paladin. If I were to set that up for PvP, well, the person coming after me is probably going to be set up in something that, will just win against me. Oh, touchdown. What's mine is yours. What's yours is yours. What you got? What do you think? Don't it look swell in my dynamic tank top? Seriously, I'm asking. I have no clue how I look in this get up. I mean, you don't look bad, man. But, so, the first thought that comes to my head is they'd probably be rocking a afterburning frigate with pretty decent DPS. It would need to be enough to break through my tank, though. So probably a Tech 2 frigate, or maybe even a really fast cruiser. Sup, touchdown, you're looking pumped, cardio. Let's stop. Gotta start the day off right. This is our lifestyle cardio. It is very fair. Welcome, chum. Have a look. No rush at all. What we got? We got some paw slippers. Those are pretty nice. We got some samurai greaves. Those could kind of go with what I've got on. I don't really want to compress my tights. So, I feel, I'm gonna buy the samurai greaves. Alright, samurai greaves comes to 4,300 bells. So you buying? I'm buying. Very much obliged. There you go, man. I appreciate your business, my chum. Anything else you want to buy? Nah, I'm good. Much obliged. Let's throw these on. Yeah, there we go. Let's come get these fossils identified. I don't really know what to do today. I got a few more minutes to kill before it's noon. So, I have a lot of, like, Terraria to record today. I've been meaning to record little bits of Terraria over the past few days, and I just didn't. So, I gotta really do it today. Oh dear, pardon me. Good morning. Welcome to the Astarter Museum. How may I be of service? Got some fossils to assess. There we go. Ooh, more than one I see. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Yes, indeed, quite splendid. The Astarter Museum already has these fossils. Nah, I'm good, Blathers. But, yeah, like, I have actually been kind of tempted, even though it would be risky for longer missions, to set my paladin up for PvP, just because, like, there's definitely, outside of large gangs coming after it, like, the solo PvPer trying to, like, bait mission runners into, fighting them, would really struggle to find something that could actually break a Bastion Paladin's tank. So, like, it's unlikely they would target me in the first place, but if they did, it would be really funny to be able to basically just obliterate them. The main issue with doing that is the Bastion module, the thing that makes Marauders what they are, locks you in place. You cannot move while the Bastion module is running. So basically, well, if I'm running, say, Stasis Web of Fire, Warp Disruptor, well, if they get within 10 kilometers, I can web them. But then all I have to do is turn and leave that 10-kilometer radius, and they are outside of my Stasis Web. So I can't slow them down at that point. Warp Disruptor reaches 20 kilometers, or I think it's up to 24. So I could basically keep them from warping away from within 24 kilometers of me, but once they breach that range, I can't follow them. I'm stuck in space for, I think it's a full minute. I actually don't remember how long the Bastion module lasts. I know the go-to thing I've generally done since my first being ganked in a Paladin. I've lost a few. Which, like, you would think, given it's a stupidly expensive ship, that would be like an, my day's ruined kind of thing. Nah, usually it's a, I want to figure out what I did wrong kind of moment. I'm sure for some people it is a, my day is ruined, but for me it's just kind of not. Oh, hey, it's noon. Alright. So, what's the current price now, boys? It's still 64. It may not actually be noon yet. Or they may not have updated because I'm still in the dialogue. Let's step out and back in. I don't know if, like, I don't know exactly how turnip prices work if you're in the Nookling store when the price ticks over. Like, the time ticks over. Or, like, if you're in dialogue with them. Because, like, I can... It's one of those things, if I can kind of see the, like, programming chain for how their dialogue works. Okay, I guess it's still just 64. Because it would just be, like, calling on the number, which would be determined somewhere else. I just don't know if that number could flip while you were in dialogue with them. Wait, no, it was 68, wasn't it? Yeah, so 64 is definitely a new price. More miles. Oh man, the aerobics. I want to do those, like, properly at some point, but that would require using my Joy-Cons. Because, like, I want to do it properly, like, with actually, like, moving. So I think that could be fun. I've never done that before. The closest I've ever gotten to doing anything like that is a mini game in Chula, which even then wasn't moving. It was just doing the morning aerobics as a rhythm game that it's really easy to mess up, and I don't think anyone really understands how it works. Don't you just love that in games, though? When, like, there's just a thing, it just happens, and you just... No one truly knows how it really works. You just kind of figure it out. Let's do some fishing. I want to do fishing. I just enjoy fishing and chatting with you guys. I was going to do some Paradise planning, but I don't want this episode to go terribly long. I do want it to go a little longer than, like, 28 minutes. You know. But, yeah. Now I'm blanking on things to talk about. I will say, like, I'm still unsure when it comes to Terraria of how much longer I'm going to keep that series going. Just because, like, I feel like I really bit off more than I can chew. Like, going with an expert world, like... I've done that, like, an expert world start fresh character before. But, like, that was back when I still played a lot more often. So, like, it's a lot more difficult now than it would have been back then, because I haven't played in forever, really. I mean, I did play a bit, like, last year, but it wasn't really, like, a huge amount, and it was very little on, like, the combat side. I mostly just chilled around and fished. So I'm very rusty on the combat side of things. Snapper! Yeah, there's also just other series I want to do. And the bonus with Terraria is I can just put it on pause whenever, and then pick it back up whenever. It cloud saves. So what I'm actually thinking at this exact moment, so you guys will know by the time this comes out what I ultimately decide to do. What I'm thinking at this exact moment, especially just because, like, my brain has been on very much a tulip kick lately, is I might actually do some tulip recording. I've still got my notes. I've also still got my brain, which remembers a lot of how to do things in tulip. Like, once you've played that game a few times, I have played it to completion like 5-6 times. once you've done that, it gets pretty easy to do it again. Not gonna lie. Okay, I'm gonna guess 7,000 bells. 4,400. I CJ'd it. I also think I overestimated the price of the snapper in general. So the snapper was like 4,000 on its own, though. Might just be with CJ that's that expensive. Oh, yawning. Yawning. Like, I do kind of want to get Tulip going. I also do really want to, like, do a playthrough of Star Ocean 2. I might do that stream-wise. I almost want to make it, like... Because I already play the game fully, like, once a year. I kind of want to make that just a yearly thing on stream for me to just play through Star Ocean 2. So I adore that game. Like, same with Tulip. I adore both games, and I could realistically see myself doing, like, a stream playthrough of both games, like, once a year. Like, I feel like that could be kind of neat. If I do stream Tulip, it'll definitely be, like, in the summer. Because, like, that's kind of where I was already aiming to maybe do the series on Tulip, was in the summer. Because, like, you guys will see when I get playing it, it feels very, like, summer type game. Like, the environment's very summery, you know, everything going on feels like summer break, you know. It's a very summer game. Now my brain's back thinking about Eve. I cannot focus today. I'm very bad at focusing. My brain's kind of running like 1,000,000 miles a minute. And it's not a great time when my brain gets doing this. Because, like, I can't focus on any one topic, but I can somehow still focus on complaining about my brain. So, yeah. Wait, actually, this is something I can talk about. This is a very kind of timely thing. Until the 26th, the game Psychonauts is on sale on basically every digital storefront it is on for an incredible sale. Like, it's usually only about, like, $10, but now it's, like, $1. Like, I would say if you enjoy platformers, pick it up. Psychonauts is a really cool game. Like, the reason it's on sale is because I believe it is currently 20 years old. It's a pretty old game. It really holds up. 3D platformers from, like, 1999 to, I think that's when Mario 64 came out. Might have been 98. Whenever Mario 64 came out. 3D platformers from around when Mario 64 came out to, like, 2005, 2006-ish are, like, the golden age of 3D platformers. Like, those are some of the best you're gonna find are from that era. And, like, I'm sure there's been some pretty alright 3D platformers since, but I really have to doubt they come close to, like, Psychonauts or Banjo and Kazooie or Mario 64. I'd honestly even say Mario Sunshine's in there. I know there's some people who would probably disagree with Mario Sunshine being in there, but even though I absolutely sucked at it, I enjoyed Sunshine. Like, which, okay, I need to ramble about this for a minute. So, people like to complain that Nintendo never does anything new with its IPs. Mario Sunshine was something very new to do with Mario. Like, they completely changed up Mario by giving him a jetpack, basically. You know, by giving him Flood. Like, that was a pretty big change. That's one of the most divisive Mario games. Legend of Zelda, they tried doing something decently different when it came to Majora's Mask way back in the day. They went with a much heavier story focus around Link and, you know, Link's struggles and worries and the world around him, and it is a, like, people adore the game these days. Back in the day, it was very kind of mixed amongst fans. Critics loved it. Fans were like, this is a bit dark. And then that set the tone, though, of, like, most of the fans that remained were like, yes, Dark Zelda. And then Wind Waker was announced, and they're like, ugh, what's this baby stuff? Even though, again, Wind Waker was also pretty different. Like, it was much more open world. Much more, like, go explore the world. And people did not like it. It's why Twilight Princess went to the basically colorless color palette that it has. I'm not saying it doesn't still have its colorful Zelda characters, because it does, but, like, comparatively, Twilight Princess is pretty colorless. Like, it's browns and grays. Like, because that's what, that's what Nintendo gathered people wanted. Mario Kart. Like, these days, you'll hear a lot of people be like, man, Double Dash was so cool. Back when Double Dash was a thing, I remember hearing multiple people be like, man, this is kind of dumb. And, like, I've not looked up sales figures, but I'd be willing to bet it probably was not a great performing Mario Kart game. Pokemon. You might be like, oh, they've never tried anything new with Pokemon. They kind of did, though. Like, Black and White. They went from standard Pokemon fare to a much heavier focus on story with an entirely unique set of Pokemon. You couldn't use any of your old favorites. They weren't there. You could not use them while playing the game. Power Suit! Heck yeah! No, it's not gonna... Oh, hey, now I'm accurate to that period. It's back on. And Black and White? Worst selling generation of Pokemon games. Like, it doesn't matter that people love it now. The thing is, at the time, people didn't like it. Lion Paradise. Like, people didn't like the idea of not getting to play with their favorites. So, yeah, Game Freak / Nintendo stepped back from trying heavy story focus until Scarlet and Violet happened. Like, and I feel they nailed Scarlet and Violet. Those are amazing games. And even with that, there's a lot of people who are sitting back going, man, these games aren't good. It's like, no, they're really good. Like, they are amazing Pokemon games. I also did hear recently from someone that, like, Pokemon lacks style. It's like, they kind of don't, though. And the evidence to that is you could be shown a beta Pokemon, one that didn't get, actually added to the game, and you're still gonna go, oh, yeah, that's a Pokemon. Meanwhile, like, because they were talking about it in comparison to Digimon. Like, you could pull up, like, a beta Digimon, and you're probably not going to be able to guaranteed pick out that, yeah, that's a Digimon. Because, like, Digimon's, like, it's all over the place. Hell, I could show you a Digimon, and you may not even pick out that it's an actual Digimon. You might be like, oh, that's a cool... What is that, a protagonist from a game? Because, like, things like Angewwoman, I mean, pretty popular, well-known thing, but it's just a woman with wings and a spear. Like... That's what I mean, of, like, Digimon is all over the place. Like, I could show you the, Sukamon? The poop. I could show you that, and you would probably think it was some gag character from just an anime. You wouldn't be like, oh yeah, that's a Digimon. You know, there's so many of them where it's just like, what are you? You're a Digimon? How? You know, and, like, I'm not bashing Digimon. I like Digimon. Like, I feel like I ramble, complain about things so often that the impression is probably that I don't like these things. No, I like them. That's why I'm critiquing them. If you can't critique the things you like, then what's the point in liking them? You know? At least that's how I kind of look at it. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. So, I've been rambling long enough. Thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow for more Animal Crossing New Horizons, where we will do some paradise planning. It will happen. See you all then. And now in this end card, I'd like to ask, if you liked the video, could you maybe hit the like button? And if you're not subscribed, could you maybe subscribe? It'd help me out a lot. Thanks so much.